everyone, welcome to Live Spring. Hope you're doing very, very well. Please do well to subscribe to this channel if you haven't. And if you have, God bless you. Please also do well to like and share our videos and leave a comment in the comment section. Please, 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 please. And God will also bless you. With that being said, let's dive into today's topic. On today's episode, we will be looking at the topic that says, the God that knows. The God that knows. And our text is taken from Daniel chapter 2 from verse 6 to 19. Daniel 2, 6 to 19. It's quite a long reading, but please do well to follow me as I read. Now, because I won't be starting from the verse 1, I just want to give a backstory from that verse 1. This was when Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, had a certain dream that really disturbed him. And then the Bible said he called all of his magicians, astrologers, wise men, in the whole of Babylon to come and tell him the dream and also, interpret the dream for him. So reading from verse 6, it says, "But if you tell me the dream and its meaning, I will give you gifts, awards, and high honors. Now, tell me the dream and its meaning." Once more, they said, "Your Majesty, tell us the dream, and we'll tell you its meaning." Verse 8 says, "The king replied, I'm sure you are trying to buy some time because you know that I meant what I said. If you don't tell me the dream, you all receive the same punishment. You have agreed among yourselves to make up a phony explanation to give me, hoping that things will change. So tell me the dream, then I'll know that you can explain its meaning to me." The astrologers answered the king, "No one on earth can tell the king what he asks. No other king, no matter how great and powerful, has ever asked such a thing of any magician, psychic, or astrologer. What you ask is difficult, Your Majesty. No one can tell what you dream except the gods, and they don't live with humans." This made the king so angry and furious that he gave an order to destroy all the wise advisors in Babylon. So a decree was issued that the wise advisors were to be killed, and some men were sent to find Daniel and his friends and kill them. While Arioch, the captain of the royal guard, was leaving to kill the wise advisors in Babylon, Daniel spoke to him using shrewd judgment. He asked Arioch, the royal official, "Why is the king's decree so harsh?" So Arioch explained everything to Daniel. Daniel went and asked the king to give him some time so that he could explain the dream's meaning. Then Daniel went home and told his friends Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah about this matter. He told them to ask the God of heaven to be merciful and to explain this secret to them so that they would not be destroyed with the rest of the wise advisors in Babylon. The secret was revealed to Daniel in a vision during the night, so Daniel praised the God of heaven. This is the word of the Lord. So, the king had a dream and wanted all the wise men, magicians, astrologers of Babylon to tell him the dream and then interpret the dream. But none of them knew the dream, neither could they even interpret it. And every time they looked for a way to buy some time for themselves to save their lives, since they couldn't interpret or even know the dream, they would find one excuse, just to give the king. One thing they were right about was when they said, "No man can tell the king his dream, but only the gods." They were right about it. But my question is, don't they have their gods that they worship? I mean, if they had their own gods, they should have as well, seek or sought for some time to go and seek their gods, to be able to tell them the dream and the meaning of the dream. And Babylon is actually known for its many kinds of gods. So why didn't they go to consult their gods? I mean, it seems to me that even them already knew that their gods had no idea. So they couldn't even consult them to know what this dream was and what the interpretation of the dream was going to be. What a hopeless God. A God that cannot reveal secrets to you. A God that can't tell you your destiny, your future when it's necessary. A God that can't give you hope for your eternity. A God that can't redeem your soul. A God that can't give you divine direction when you need it. A God that can't help save your life when it's very necessary, like this kind of situation. Because their lives were on the line. But at that point in time, even if they had gods, their gods were powerless. It couldn't do anything for them. And unfortunately, that is the kind of God some persons are actually worshipping currently. The kind of gods some people walking on the face of this earth are worshipping. What kind of hopelessness is that? Now, because these so-called wise men could not tell the king his dream, the king made a decree that every wise man in Babylon should be killed. Do you know that immediately this decree was passed, the Bible said some men were sent to find Daniel and his friends and kill them? Where to? Pause first. Let's go back to Daniel chapter 1 verse 18 to 20. There's something I want to show us there, before we continue. Daniel chapter 1 verse 18 to 20. It says, and I read, "At the end of 3 years training period, the chief of staff brought all the young men to Nebuchadnezzar. The king talked to them and found no one like Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah among all of them. So these 4 men served the king. Whenever the king asked them about the things that required wisdom and insight, he found that they knew 10 times more than all the magicians and psychics in his whole kingdom. So, do you know actually what this means? It means that these people knew that Daniel and his friends were one of the wise men and were even 10 times better than every other wise men in the whole of Babylon. Even the king knew them. So my question is, why were they not part of the wise men that were summoned initially? Why? But the moment a negative decree was passed on, they started looking for them instantly. They were looking for them to even probably kill them first before they even kill any other Babylonian magician and wise men. This is how some Christians in their offices and their places of work and businesses are ignored when there is a challenge. But the moment there is a negative decree that should also affect them, they will start looking for them to, start with. They will start looking for them to start punishing them. Maybe the decree is about a query or a sack letter. They will start looking for believers in Christ to sack first. When the judgment was passed, they didn't involve Daniel. They didn't involve his 3 friends. But when it was time to punish, they were the first. The same way when it's time to punish in our office places, Christians are always the first to be punished. Could that be your situation currently as a lady or a man? Maybe it's about a case of a stolen money at the office that you know nothing about. When they called those in charge to ask them about it, you were supposed to be one of them. But for some strange reason, they didn't call you. They didn't even give you the privilege to vindicate yourself. But when judgment was passed on, it affected you with no opportunity to clear your name. And unfortunately, some of you have accepted that fate, a fate given to you by the devil. Others can accept that kind of fate, but not you who carry God, the living God. Those Babylonian magicians, astrologers, and wise men, they could accept that fate that King Nebuchadnezzar gave to them about killing them because they didn't have a reasonable kind of God that knew the secret. But Daniel could not have accepted that fate because he had a God that knows. He had a God that knows all things and would reveal it to him. This is already a word for someone. Stop accepting negative fate that comes your way. When they start threatening to sack people at the office and give query at the office, don't accept that fate. When there is a threat to burn down your shop or hijack your goods, don't accept that fate. Any fate or situation that is not from God, don't accept it. You have the power to change it. You have a God that knows all things. He knows your today, He knows your past, He knows your tomorrow. He knows His plans for you. He knows that you won't die, even when the enemy says that you will die. Some persons have had dreams of them dying in the dream, and then they wake up and start crying, and they start getting so scared, thereby accepting the fate of death. Instead of you to get up immediately and debunk, reject, and rebuke that dream, that revelation, you are busy crying. Many of you don't even know the God you serve. You don't know what He's capable of doing. God does not only give you daily bread. He has the capacity to wipe off every negative decree and rewrite a positive one. He can exempt you from dangerous accidents because He knows all things. Learn to go back to God when you receive a negative word or a negative decree from the enemy. Don't accept what God did not give to you or tell you. The Bible said that Daniel went to the king to ask for some time to review his dream. It's funny. It's funny how the king was not willing to give the other wise men time. But when Daniel demanded for time, the king had to give him time. Even the devil surrenders to a greater power when he sees it. The Bible said every knee shall bow and every tongue shall confess that Jesus is Lord. The king had to bow. He had to give Daniel time. He had to wait upon the God of Daniel to reveal to Daniel the dream. He had no choice. But what if Daniel had accepted the fate of death? What if Daniel was quiet and didn't confront the king? Some Christians, because they are shy and quiet, because they don't know how to talk when it's necessary, they just decide to stay quiet when they should be outspoken, and that is why they die in their silence. Brethren, there is a time when you should no longer be silent in your office. There is a time when you should no longer be silent in your business. There is a time when you should no longer be silent in your life. Let them say what they want to say, but don't let them shut you up. Speak up. Who knows whether that is where your liberation will come from? Mordecai told Esther, he said that don't remain silent now that Haman wants to kill the entire Jews. Don't remain silent. Who knows whether it is for a time like this that you were appointed into your royal office? Don't remain silent. These same words are for some of you right now listening to me. Who knows whether it was for a time like this that God placed you in that office, in that business. He wants to use you to glorify His name, but you are keeping quiet. Remember, a closed mouth is a closed destiny. Be like Daniel. Be bold and speak up. Once you make the attempt to speak, God will fill your mouth with what to say with His words. So don't be scared. Speak up. When Daniel was granted time by the king, him and his friend went to pray, and the God that knows all things revealed the dream to Daniel. Look, I don't know the conspiracy or the challenge that you are experiencing at your business place, at your workplace, or wherever you find yourself. I don't know what it is that the enemy must have told you or showed you in your dream, and you are beginning to accept it. I bring you good news today. There is a God that knows all things. There is a God that knows all things. That God can reveal to you the plans of the enemy. He can give you a strategy to save yourself, save your family, save your job, save your destiny. And He can reverse and undo what the enemy has done. That is the God we worship. That is the God we serve. We don't serve a hopeless God, a God that cannot help us in challenging times and situations. We serve a living God, a God that knows what to do even before we ask Him for help. So with this knowledge, don't you ever accept any negative situation given to you by the devil. Always go back to God and change it. Always go back to God and change it. Go back to God and change it. Go back to the King of Kings and change it. Go back to the Lord of Lords and change it. Go back to the God of gods and change it. And He will turn everything around for your good and for His glory. Are you confused about your destiny right now? Are you feeling so hopeless? Maybe the enemy is telling you that there's nothing for your future. Maybe you started on a wrong foot and you're telling yourself, is there still hope for my tomorrow? Will I ever become something great in life? Oh yes. All you need to do is to go back to God. Go back to the one that created you. He knows your tomorrow. He knows your future. He knows that there are better days ahead for you. You just need to find out from Him. You just need to ask Him and He will give you the blueprint of your life. Don't listen to what the enemy is telling you. Don't settle for what the enemy is telling you. Every word that comes out of the mouth of the enemy is nothing but a lie. There are people that went to the hospital, they gave them all kinds of diagnoses, telling them that they have all kinds of disease in their body. And for some persons that did not settle for that statement, even though it may look true physically, they went back to God and they received their testimony. Every time you settle for what men tell you, every time you settle for what the enemy tells you, that will become your reality. But the moment you decide not to settle for that and go back to the one that can change that reality into a better one, you will be amazed of what God will do in your life. There is a God that knows. There is a God that has a knowledge, a kind of knowledge that we cannot even comprehend. There is a God that has the capacity to reveal secrets that your mind cannot even imagine. There is a God that has the power to do all things. That is the God you are serving. In case you don't know, that is the God you are serving. He has the power to do all things. The Bible said, is there anything too hard for this God to do? He said there is nothing too hard for Him to do. So there is a God that is capable. He's all-knowing. He's all-powerful. And I want you to take this message and begin to look into your life. What are those negative things that you have accepted? What are those lies that the enemy told you that you accepted? Maybe the enemy told you that you are not beautiful. Maybe the enemy told you that God cannot use you again because your life has been so miserable. Maybe you didn't start well with God. Maybe the enemy has told you that you will never marry. Maybe the enemy has told you that you will never get a good job. Maybe the enemy has told you that you have been forgotten, you have been abandoned, and there is no help coming for you anywhere. I bring you good news today. There is a God that knows everything. There is a God that knows all things, and He knows your tomorrow. And I can bet you that if only you can go and seek Him, He will give you a blueprint of your beautiful tomorrow. Don't settle for less. Don't settle for the words of men. Men can have their opinion about you. Men can say all that they want to say, but that is their own word. As long as God has not given a final say upon your life, as long as God has not given a final declaration upon your life, then nobody has spoken, because God's speaking, God's words are final. They are the highest. They carry the most heavy power, and His words matters the most. So don't mind what the enemy has told you. Don't mind what any man or woman has told you. Go back to God. He knows all things. And as you do, I pray that the Lord will reveal to you the secrets that will help you unravel your destiny in the name of Jesus. Amen.